Hey everybody, we're back again with another lesson. This time we're going to talk about the minor sixth chord. Had some people ask me in another video, what is the minor sixth chord, how do you play it? So we're going to talk about that now and how I use it in my funk stuff. And we'll talk about what it is, how you can use it, and maybe even using those same ideas in some soloing too. So sit tight and we'll jump right in. All right, the minor sixth chord. First, let's start. We're going to do A because it's right in the middle of the neck. The frets aren't too far apart and they're not so close up here. So we'll do this on A. First, let's take the F shape for an A major chord. So I'll go over those intervals and tell you what they are. Then we're going to switch it to minor, and then I'll show you where the sixth is. Okay, so if you take your F shape and play it on your A chord, which is the 5th fret here, your root note's going to be right here. Okay, so that's one, your root note, 3rd, 5th, and then your root again. So that's the 7th fret on this 4th string. That's your A note right there. Okay, 1, 3, 5, 1. Okay. Now, to get a minor chord, you have to lower your 3rd, which is this one, and what these intervals are referring to the notes in the scale. Here's your A major scale: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. Every other note gives you the chord tones, but we're just lining them up on this part of the neck so we can form this chord. 1, 3, 5. Okay, so 1, 3, 5 is major. 1, 3, 5. Now to get a minor chord, you have to lower the 3rd, which is the 2nd note in this chord. 1, 3, 5. It needs to be 1 flat 3 and 5 to make it a minor chord. So we're going to go 1 flat 3 and then 5. 1 flat 3 5 1 if you go all the way across. Here's A major. Here's A minor. And while I'm on this, you guys should do this a lot anyway. To train your ear to be able to start hearing the difference between major and minor chords, those of you that are still just starting out, or maybe you played for a while, but it's hard for you to pick up these sounds. Sit with your eyes closed, grab your guitar, close your eyes, and play that major chord and listen to it. Then play your minor chord and listen to it. And you need to hear the difference between that 1/2 step here inside that chord, because it's going to make a big difference, and your ear will pick that up as you're learning to transcribe or trying to play things by ear that you hear in the radio or whatever. That difference between that 3rd and the flat 3rd is a lot. Okay, it's only a 1/2 step, but it totally changes that chord, and you guys want to train your ears to hear that. Okay, so A major, A minor. Okay, so now I'm going to play the scale again and show you where the 6th is. Okay, we're taking all these interval numbers from the major scale. Okay, and if you guys don't have that memorized, click on the link below. You can order the scale theory book, because all of these things are in there. Okay, so here's your A major scale: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. And I use 3 notes per string so that you guys can see how the intervals lay out. I know some people will use a cage system where it'll be, and that's fine too. I'm going to do this so you can see these intervals. Okay, that's your 2nd, which is the 2nd note in the scale. That's your 3rd, which is the 3rd note in the scale. Okay, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, and then you're back to 1 again. Okay, we want to add the 6. We got A, B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp. Okay. Okay. So now when we add this note to the minor chord, it's going to be right here on your 2nd string. Okay. 2nd string, 7th fret is going to be where we're going to add that 6th. So what we're going to end up having is 1, 3, 1 flat 3 and 6. We're going to do minor 6, not major 6. Minor 6. So 1 flat 3 and 6. And that's the sound. Now I have this fretted third finger on the root, index finger here on that flat third, and my pinky on the sixth. And you can change this around because probably more than likely your second finger is going to play the root. Second finger, first finger is going to be in that flat third. Third finger is going to be back here on that sixth. Okay, that's your minor sixth chord. 1, flat 3, 6. Root is on the 7th fret. Okay, 5th fret for your flat third. And then your 6th is on the 7th fret on your second string. Okay, make sure you guys got that. I'm trying to watch my angles here so you guys can see where my hands are. Okay, and it's a cool sound. I'm not sure where I got that or who I learned it from, but I started playing them in my old band, LJF, and I like the sound of it, so I ended up using it quite a bit. So, you know, sometimes it happens. Your ear will lock onto a certain sound, and you want to hear that in certain things, and so you use it. So, and that's what we ended up doing a lot. A lot of our songs had minor chords in them. Instead of me just playing regular minor chord, I play minor sixth chord. Okay. Now you can experiment, move this all over the neck because that is your root. So wherever you move this note is going to be the name of the chord. Right here it's A. If I go down a whole step, it would be G minor 6. Down another whole step is F. We're going off of that note, remember? So F minor 6, G minor 6, A minor 6, B minor 6, half step C minor 6. Okay? Alright, so when you practice these, practice playing the chord, playing whatever funk rhythms you guys got. I know a lot of you guys have the download of the Real Funk Guitar video. That'll help you with the rhythms and having you get used to playing 16th notes with your right hand. Then just use this chord on a lot of the rhythms and just practice moving them around. And then songs that you're working on, practice using that chord in place of a regular minor chord or static minor chord. You have a minor chord that's going on for, you know, 2, 3, 4 measures. Practice flavoring it up. So maybe you're going. Okay, so there's a way you can use that. It doesn't have to be minor 6 chord through the whole passage. Let's say you got a call for an A minor, and like I just did, played, you know, some of it would be just A minor, then I'd throw the 6th in for flavor, then take it back out. So, and that's another good skill to have, is how to flavor static chords. Not so much to where you're so busy to where you get in the way, depending on your situation, but definitely learning how to flavor up your chords when you're playing is going to make the parts come alive sometimes in certain situations, and you want to get good at that, knowing where those intervals are and how to add them. And that interval goes back to me making sure that you guys know that major scale, because all those intervals come from that major scale, and we pull every other note, which is thirds, to get those chords. And if you're going to play funk stuff, you really got to get used to playing these little bitty chords and moving them around the neck, and then the right hand. And once you do that, you're off and running with funk stuff. I think a lot of times people think funk is just scratching 16th notes and playing 7th chords. You can start there, but don't stop there, because if you listen to the people I listen to, like Roger Troutman or Prince or somebody like that, you got to take it way farther than that. And there's a lot of guys that play funk stuff, but they stop at, okay, I'm playing 7th chord, I'm playing some 16th notes, kind of scratching them, and they call that funk. Well, that's getting you started. The next thing is to really get good at these small stripped down chords and working on making your right hand have a good pocket. If you don't listen to James Brown, or Prince or Roger Troutman and Zapp. And there's no getting around that. You have to do that. Most people automatically say James Brown because that's probably the only thing they heard on the radio. So now take that next step and go and get Roger Troutman and Zapp. Like all their great hits, I think it's called. It has a globe with Roger's face on the front of it. Get that and go through that, and you won't be hurting for funk licks ever if you go through all that stuff. So anyway, so the minor 6th chord, rhythm-wise, you're just going to use 1 flat 3 and 6 instead of the 5 that's in the chord normally. Now, when you want to solo and flavor your solos with that, I'll just show you real quick. You take your pentatonic scale, still on this A, and that's in the scale theory book and in the jazz fusion book, which is basically jazz for rock and blues players. You guys can download them. We'll have the links here in the video description. When you play that scale and you want to flavor it, all you got to do is add the 6th in. That 6th note right there, just add it in. Okay. Now I played a lot of those on purpose so you could hear. When I put that stab in there, that 6, you could totally hear that. It's not in the pentatonic scale, but we flavored it. It's not one of the chord tones for minor. It's just a flavor note, so you can kind of put it in whenever you want to, whatever sounds good to your ear, and use it. Okay. There's the lower octave of it. Okay. Okay, so that's flavoring the scales with the 6th. That's on the 2nd string. And on the 4th string, octave. Same note, it's just an octave lower here. But get used to taking those and throwing them in, because that's going to flavor up your solo and give it some spice other than only playing the pentatonic scale when you're doing your soloing. A lot of times they'll mix those notes in when playing. Sometimes they'll add some other flavor notes in, and you guys have seen the video on the flat 5. You can do that. If you're playing over a 7th chord or 13th chord or something, then you have the 6th in there, which fits perfectly. Flat 5 for flavor. And start to bring out the sounds of the chords that you're playing over. And then when the chords are static, but the situation allows for you to flavor them yourself, then you can imply those sounds by what you play on the neck as far as what scales and intervals you use when you're soloing, throwing them in. So both for rhythm and lead playing, it's really important to know the intervals, how they lay out on the neck, and then how to use them and have them at your disposal when you're soloing to kind of flavor up your rhythms or your lead parts. Okay, so one last time, let's go back to the chords. You have the major chord that we played first, which is the F shape, and we're doing the 5th fret, the roots on the 7th fret for your A. That's A major, 1, 3, 5, and then that's 1 again. We're going to flatten that 3rd to make it a flat 3rd, and we'll have a minor chord, A minor. And now if we want A minor 6, we're going to go 1, flat 3, 6. Okay? If I play all the way across, there's the 1 again on that 1st string. Okay? So that's your minor 6th chord. When you're soloing, pentatonic scale, it's not in there, so we're going to have to add it. Once again, 2nd string, 7th fret right here, that's your 6th. Okay, so that's what you're doing with your minor 6th chords. I hope that helped you guys out. I know we had some questions about that before, and I'm finally getting around to getting it done. Don't forget to subscribe, tell your friends to subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time.